All right. We live now. Give it a couple seconds for people to hop on in here. It's another Wednesday, another week of football. We talking about got Trey joining us today because we good little matchup this Sunday.
Oh man, I wish the record was better so it could have been because we got a 12 o'clock game. I know we ain't got game of the week.
Yeah, 12 Central. But yeah, no, we hopping on this Wednesday afternoon. My dog, Spoken Reasons, is handling some biz, so he is off right now. So he passed the torch to me to take over. So we're gonna see how this show rolls a little quick. Yeah, so I mean, Trey, we can get right to it because I got to talk to you about your Steelers because that's the game. But I want to talk about the Falcons real quick because it was one play, and even as a Bucs fan, I can admit was some trash. But as a Bucs fan, I'm gonna be like, you know what? We won. So the Bucs beat the Falcons 21-15. That pass interference call, not pass interference, I'm sorry, roughing the passer. What you think about it? You think it was a Brady flag?
Oh yeah, it definitely was. That's the golden boy. You don't touch him. You touch him, yeah. You better make sure you all the way in the right. You should have lightly put him down. Rubbed his back or something. Made him feel real comfortable down there.
See, I think Brady maybe had something to do with it, but I also think because then you saw the game, what was it, Monday night? It was the similar. I think it's like the NFL just don't know what to do when it comes to these roughing the passes. I think, they're trying to protect the quarterback on one part, right. But then the other part is like, bro, you can't even touch the man no more. Like you breathe on him, it's a roughing the passer.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, it's didn't even got on Madden. They called him roughing the pass on Madden. I'm gonna show the clip later on, but it's getting rough. But I mean, do you think it was like ticky tacky or it was like, it's like a legit?
Yeah, I mean, as a Bucs fan, there is I can't even front. I mean, that shouldn't have been called. Like, I mean, that was a terrible penalty. I mean, Brady got sacked, got rocked. There was nothing.
Was it third down or something?
Yeah, the Falcons would have got the ball back.
Oh, so it's like a tuck rule all over again, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons would have got. Now again, these Falcons fans are crying like, we lost the game. That lost us the game. Nah, I mean, who's to say the Falcons are going to come back and score? They still had to come back down and, march down the field and score. So, right. I mean, it wasn't like it was a touchdown. The Falcons had got a touchdown and they got called back and the game was over. I mean, they still would have had to march down to get it. But, so, look at those Spoken Reasons popping up.
Oh, yeah. Go Bucs, yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, so that Bucs Falcons moved the Bucs to JR. In the future, they're gonna put flags on quarterbacks. Hell, the Pro Bowl going to flag football. So I mean that's and not to say. I mean I understand the league. They trying to make safety a top priority, but it's kind of redundant when you add a game to the season.
Yeah.
You do all these other things that it's like. Okay, are you really worried about safety? And then we see what happened to Tua. And it's like, are you really about player safety or are you about just the money, the revenue and stuff coming into? But no, it's definitely as a Bucs.
Yeah, because how about they just make the quarterback wear the flag then and snatch it and then that's a sack? How about that?
Yeah.
Since you can't touch him, what if he gets the ball off before you thought that? Got your flag. So
yeah, and again, maybe the referees this week, their emphasis was in their meeting, like, hey, we got too many quarterbacks getting hit in the head, like Tua, and that was a worldwide, wasn't just a national story. I mean, that was a worldwide story. How you had a starting quarterback fall out one game, comes back the next game, and has a concussion that we think of, and maybe even further damage. So. Maybe that was the emphasis by the league this week, but it needs to be cut back. I mean, you playing in the NFL for a reason. you're gonna get hit as a quarterback. I mean, your line, your
yeah.
O-line ain't gonna block you the whole game. You're gonna get a sack. I mean, it's just part of the game. It's inevitable. It just sucks when you know that's the only that people talk about out of the game. Because this game, the Bucs offense looked good in the first half. Second half, they fell apart. And it looked like the Falcons were about to make that comeback, and then you had this roughing the passer call. My dog spoke. You know, he's let me pop that up for you. Before you gotta tell me how we doing so far. You know, what he said. These refs are going to have to get reprimanded. People already feel the game is rigged. It's becoming very noticeable.
I spoke no high fee. I ain't gonna say nothing.
But I also think, you know, you're a Steeler, man. When you think of like Ben Roethlisberger days, the greats do get those calls though. Like it may not be blatant like that, but the greats get those calls. I mean,
you got a little leeway when you put that time in and you.
But that's in any sport. Like Jordan used to get like any sport. LeBron, he drives to the basket. You know they're gonna blow the whistle. So you know it's.
Yeah, I feel like when you a key factor in, like it's one thing to bring in revenue as a team, but when you solely are bringing in a lot of them jersey sales, a lot of them ticket sales, yeah, we need to make sure he, watch him, keep an eye on him, make sure you got to keep the money maker safe.
Yeah,
can you imagine Jordan back then? Like, you better not foul Jordan too hard.
And then, I mean, we talk about Brady. Brady, what, 45, pushing?
Yeah. Can we say Brady's like what? I mean, of course, they come out and don't deny it, but we can say he's like the face of the NFL. Like,
yeah, I mean,
broke all the records. He got the most Super Bowls out of everybody.
Yeah.
So, come on. It's like, you better not touch him.
Now, speaking of quarterbacks, let's hop on over to Sunday's game. So the Bucs are in Pittsburgh to face the Steelers, the gold and black of football. And y'all really are in some black days right now out there in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin, it's probably the one season for him, and he's like, dang, I don't know if my playoff streak gonna continue. Trey, holla at me. What's going on with your Steelers?
From what I can see, and I've said this again, like the AFC North, like we all played. We got this very similar play style. For like our defense has to show up. Like I know, like offense is key. The quarterback is the head, all that, but defense is a must. I've proven this in person on Madden. I've shown like when the defense show up, it adds to like everybody for whatever reason. Pick sixes, fumbles, third down, key stops out. It all just sinks in together. And like I said, we always been a defensive team though. Just like straight up, like granted, like Steel Curtain days, Joe Green, all them. So defense kind of always been the forefront of our structure. But even back in like 17, when we was like, blowing folks out and AB, who had Brian, Bell, Hayward Bay, the Killer Bees and all that. Like you was more so still. Yeah, you was more so still worried about our offense, but defense was still, what I'm saying. I think we had just got Mink around that time, so it was very like, again, not to talk about the Golden Boy, but I said the game where we beat the Patriots fair and square, and they called the touchdown back. Jesse James called it, and they say he didn't. Yeah. That was the year we were supposed to win the Super Bowl, but I ain't gonna get into all that. But going into Sunday, and I still don't see how we had this quarterback situation. How do you lose 3 games straight, B, and then not think that you need to make a quarterback change?
So I'll say it for the Steelers. For me, the one that probably, I guess, I mean, the glare came this Sunday when the Bills. I mean, we can all say the Bills are a good team.
But,
yeah. But how the Bills won, it wasn't even close. And so do you think Mike Tomlin just had faith that, didn't have to get to Kenny Pickett, we was just going to hold off on Kenny? I mean, what? If you're rebuilding, you're rebuilding.
I've never agreed with the move. Like, what did he show y'all, or what did y'all see in him to make y'all go get him? What was he at? New York? What was he at? No, he was from Bills, right?
Kenny Pickett?
No. I'm talking about Trubisky. Didn't they get him from Bills?
Yeah, he was in maybe Bucs. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
When he bagged up the Josh. Yeah, so it's like, what did y'all see in him that made y'all?
Chicago, and then he went, Buffalo. He was in Buffalo.
Yeah, what made y'all feel like he was the guy? Now again, not to say like when I'm on Madden, whenever I start Trubisky, I'm throwing a pick. Whenever I play with him, I'm throwing a pick. No, like when Madden came, I think Madden came out of August. I haven't started him since. I've been playing with Pickett from day one. So I don't know, like when do you make the decision to say, like, no, Trubisky, man, I know we didn't put a lot of faith in you, but you're not the guy. Or let's switch it up. Like, okay, we won one game with you. Okay, now we didn't lost the next one. So let's see how this first half go with you. Come game 3. Okay, you're not really producing. Let's switch it up. All right, Pickett, you go in for the second half, and let's see what kind of spark we can get. You know what I'm saying? Why run with one quarterback the whole game when obviously y'all seen what Pickett can do from Pittsburgh? Like, that's his home base. So I don't know. I still don't know about this Trubisky. I don't know what that was about.
Well, I think the thing with Trubisky is I think people are still stuck on what he was supposed to be. He was his top pick. He had this promise coming out of college that he went to Chicago. People thought he was going to be better than Deshaun Watson. Like, people thought he was his quarterback, and he didn't. Whether that was because Chicago didn't have the roster or it was just him didn't play out in Chicago. So I feel like it's this. People are still holding out hope that Trubisky is going to be our quarterback, and clearly he ain't that. So trading him to the Patriots now is like, okay, now you really hit reset. Steelers are 1-4, so it's like you are rebuilding now. I mean, you've literally said my rookie. We handing the keys,
and that's why I said again, it's important. He said Steelers. He said our football was running, yeah. But even with saying that, like, it's only so far we're gonna be able to take that running the ball all game, and throwing passes in here. And like we got to mix it up. Pickett, as you can see, Pickett, he's a scrambler. We need him to scramble a couple times, couple screens, maybe throw some deep balls. Like, mix it up, like mix it all the way up. Because again, if the defense ain't gonna show up, then we just gonna need a Hail Mary on offense. Because when you got veterans, our defense we got some veterans. They got a little bit of an older defense, so it got to work on all cylinders. It got to be both meshing up. Because it ain't, like I said, it ain't like 17 where defense kind of slacking y'all. Okay, let's go out here and throw a bomb to AB, or let's go out here and throw a slant to Hayward Bay or something and take it 80, 90 yards. We ain't there. We ain't there.
Yeah, and I'm about to say, speaking from a fantasy player, where's Chase Claypool? I mean, I thought with Juju leaving, Claypool was going to take over. Like, it was literally his to take over.
And see, and that's why I say, when losing a player like AB, we can argue and say, if not the best, one of the best wide receivers ever. If you double and triple coverage him all game, like, you gonna get open as a receiver because they like, okay, we got to worry about AB. We're not worried about them other guys, but they can show up because, like, everybody thought Juju was gonna be the number one once AB left, right? We saw what happened with that. He gone to Kansas City now. I think he ended up getting hurt, then came back a year or whatever. Now he gone. So Claypool, he a beast, but it's hard coming behind AB. Like, if that's not your focal as a receiver, like, if that's not one of the, if not the person, like, as a Steeler, if that's not the person you're trying to emulate and be like, then I don't even know really why you suiting up. No, these little 5-10 yards you may get or something. You big. Like you saw we mad. Like them two, I think that first interception, pick it through. The ball is in your hand and you drop it and allow it to get intercepted. You got to make plays like that. Like, you're not gonna be perfect, but stuff like that you got to make. A quarterback is only as good as a receiver. Like, you got to make plays. I think we can attend. Like, do you notice a difference when Brady got weapons and when he don't?
Mm-hmm.
So does that make Brady a less of a quarterback, or do you say like, no, they got to make them plays?
But I mean, when you talk about a Brady, though, Brady makes the players better too. So because remember, sometimes with the Patriots had some no-name receivers, but then you had the Randy Mouse pop up or the what's his name, and it's played in the slot, the Danny Amendola. Like you had some of them popping in. Of course, Gronk came on less tight end, but there was a lot of times, Brady made people around him better. I mean, that's the difference, between a GOAT and just a regular quarterback. But yeah, you're right. I mean, wide receivers have to, as our boy Ramel just said. I mean, wide receivers got to catch the ball. I mean, your quarterback can put it on the money. If your receiver ain't catching, I mean, you're not really, doing much. And that's what.
And when we talking about some dots, like I don't know if you had watched it. Like we talking about some real dots, like on the money. And it's like, bro, you got to make those. Like you can't be getting mad. You can't be talking all this trash as a receiver, bro. And you dropping balls. Like you just can't do it.
Yeah, and so I'm reading some of the Tomlin's press conference yesterday. He pointed out that, I mean, the highlight from Sunday's game was the O-line performance. So, I mean, if there was something to take away from y'all destruction in Buffalo, you got that.
Is terrible.
The O-line performance because, I mean, Sunday I don't think the Steelers got to worry about, and me and Spoke talked about this. For the Bucs, I'm kind of disappointed. Something is off about, and this is again speaking as a fan. Something is off about the Bucs team this year, and I don't know what it is. I mean, the record is okay. I mean, you can't complain with all the injuries we had, 3-2, but something is off this year about the Bucs, and not even the defense. Between the past couple of seasons, I've been like I harped on the defense, like our secondary, and I can't even be mad at the defense this year. Besides the Kansas City game, the Bucs defense has played well. It's the offense that something is just not clicking. And I don't know if it's Byron Leftwich. I don't know if it's Tom Brady. Like, if Father Time is like slowly coming around, like it's just something is off to where, like against the Falcons, you put up 21 and then you don't do anything the second half. Like it's like something is off. Or in Green Bay, you barely score 13, 14 points, and then before that, you're kicking field goals in another game. So like something is off, and I don't know what it is. But I'm hoping the Steelers game is when the offense, like, okay, we got to snap back. Like it's like I don't know what it is.
And then that's why I say even back to our defense, like did a great job on it. I think was it a punt or was it the kickoff? Whatever it was, pinning them back to like the 1 yard line, third and whatever. And then like I said, this might just throws a bomb. Like, what are we doing on defense, man? Like that would have been the spark, getting that stop. That would have been the spark that we needed. Getting the ball back, pick it in there. Like, obviously when he's in the game, they already fired up. So whatever. And that's why sometimes I say I don't like to get too political, but it's like, are y'all purposely getting fired up because y'all leaning towards Pickett, or because I mean, again, Trubisky, he's just not the guy. He's not the guy for us. Maybe he can go to like a Houston Texans or something and be the spark they need, but he's not the guy over here. So with y'all, I'm telling you, the defense gonna have to show up. We played Brady, like we done seen him enough times on the AFC side. So come on, y'all. Defense gonna have to show up. Y'all, we know who we playing against.
And I mean, we talked about this before we hopped on. The problem is with the Bucs, we have a tendency to let no-name quarterbacks. When I say no-name, the quarterbacks who haven't really been playing long, we have a tendency to make them look like Pro Bowlers. And that's my only hope, is that the Bucs don't let their guard down and let Kenny Pickett run all over them like the backups used to do in previous seasons with the Bucs. And so, I hope they're prepared. I hope, when you look at the Bucs, they realize that they skated by with the Falcons. And so, for the Bucs, NFC South, I mean, you got the Falcons, the Panthers in disarray. Obviously, the news out here, Matt Rule got fired this week. So, and then now Baker's out for a couple of weeks. So you got PJ Walker starting. So the Bucs literally can run away with this division. The Panthers ain't going to get there. The Saints, Taysom Hill put on a show Sunday, but is Taysom Hill going to do that every Sunday? No. So the division is up for the Bucs to run away with, and so they need to realize that. And the NFC, I mean, like the Rams are disappointing. The only team in the NFC right now that's like turning heads is the Eagles, flying high up there in Philly.
Yeah, our Pennsylvania brothers over there, man.
So yeah, they 5-0, and who would have thought?
Yeah.
Like who would have thought that the Eagles, out of all teams, would be playing as well as they are doing? And I mean, you got to just give a shout out to Jalen Hurts up there. I've been rooting for him since back in college. But yeah, so for the Bucs, if we can get kicking on offense, I think that's the thing. You want to talk about coaching. I mean, the Bucs, that's why I'm like, maybe it's part of Byron Leftwich too. Dog, I sit at home and can say, yeah, they're going to run on this first play. It's going to be a little drop off the Lenny. It's like the offense has gotten so predictable. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Brady just not wanting the audible plays anymore, or just if he's not actually calling them anymore when Bruce Arians was there. Like, I don't know what it is, but the play calling is so elementary now. JB, he spoke. We laughed about this when we talked last week. I was like, in Little League, we call better plays than what the Bucs are calling.
Right. Yeah.
So, pop this up. Dal Ramil said it wasn't the Steelers' O-line. It was the run blocking. Steelers need to get to the
O-line wasn't that bad last game. What game was he watching?
I'm assuming the Bills game.
Bro, if we can't run the ball, you're not saying that's the O-line? Or you going to blame the running back? Because if you scrambling, that means the O-line is not up to par. Am I correct? If you happen to scramble, if you can't sit back there and do your thing, what's going on? That's not the O-line? Or am I tripping?
No, that would be the O-line to me. Yeah, I don't.
But don't get me wrong, I'm all for scrambling. If you got to make a play, by all means. But I think that you ain't looking like no Brady back there, then I think your old line is not functioning.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe he mean like the whole game. The line wasn't that bad. There was some spurts that they showed like they could play good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dog that just posted this. BAA, I definitely agree with this. I think not only with the coaching changes, because we knew Bruce Arians would be yelling on the sideline and stuff. I think when you have a Ndamukong Suh going, JPP no longer on the defense. I mean, those are two people that fired up the team. I think that affects the locker room. Like, you can't think of anybody in the Bucs locker room that's going to yell and get you fired up.
Yeah.
You can't, like, there's nobody that's going to do that. And yeah, and there's nobody that's going that can do that for the Bucs anymore. And so you got the young players trying to fire each other up with Devin Whites of the world. Levante David is your captain, but he ain't really, outspoken like that. Mike Evans ain't outspoken. He'll hit you on the field after after the play and fire you up, which he did. That's how the Bucs, I'm sure, beat the Saints that game. But yeah, there's nobody to really fire him up like an Ndamukong Suh did, or JPP hometown guy did. So yeah, I I think it's a combination of stuff, but it has to switch quick. I mean, we're now in week 6 when you should be pretty much knowing who your team is. Like, I mean, we're in week 6, almost halfway through the season. Well, now that these added games, we're third away, climbing up through the season, almost to that halfway point in a couple of weeks. So by now, you should be able to say, okay, the offense, we're averaging 20. Like the Bucs offense should be averaging 20 plus points a game, close to 30 points. Like there's no reason why on paper this offense shouldn't be putting up points. When you got a Brady, Mike Evans, Godwin's back now, Leonard Fournette, like there's no reason why. And real quick, I want to touch on the offense. Julio Jones, I was rooting for him, and now I don't even know if he's going to.
He's not producing. And then the game from this point on, like unless you, like I said, Eagles, they making risk losing 1 or 2. It like, but this last little stretch that we about to go on, it's pretty much gonna make or break your season. Like 1-4, best case scenario, we can go 12 and 17 games, right?
I'm about to say, so I just pulled it. So the next 4 weeks for the Steelers, y'all got it bad. I mean, y'all can slide 1 out of this, or 2. So of course the Bucs game on Sunday. Then y'all go back and play the Dolphins. The Dolphins without Tua right now, without Teddy Bridgewater, if they're not playing either on the 23rd. I mean, I think the Steelers, depending how you mentioned, the D plays, can sneak that one out. Yeah. Then y'all go to Philly, the Battle of Pennsylvania up there in October 30th. The Eagles. I mean, the Eagles are good. I just you got to ask, when are the Eagles going to lose?
And see, that's what I'm saying. B, I wish if we can squeeze a couple games out there, like I said, it'll be for a better game. But that was supposed to be the game, the Battle of PA. That was going to be the game. But we got to figure some stuff out, man.
Now, the Eagles play the Cowboys this Sunday. Cooper Rush got the Cowboys playing good. And that would be hilarious if the Cowboys beat the Eagles without Dak Prescott.
If the Cowboys give the Eagles their first loss of the season, I'm done. I might just be done watching football for a minute, because there's no way the Dallas Cowboys are about to – are they at home?
In Philly.
That's game of the week, ain't it? That's a Sunday night game?
It's Sunday night game in Philly.
Bro, if they let them Dallas Cowboys
5-0 Eagles, 4-1, 5-0.
If they let them Dallas Cowboys walk in Pennsylvania, I'm done. See, like I said, them our brothers over there. If y'all let them folk walk in here and do that, I'm done. I'm done.
All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Sorry, so I gotta ask you your predictions. As a football fan, not a Steelers fan, what's your prediction for Sunday?
Maybe 28-14. Because again, now if I could control the Steelers, I'd say maybe 28-35. If I could just plug in and just do my thing.
Who has the most points?
Oh, Bucs for sure.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a realist. I can't. This is real life. This is not the video game. So I'm not in control of the play calling. I can't use a pick, nothing. So.
Yeah, I just hope the Bucs don't go in and lay an egg, because they are prone to do that. But I definitely think, too, this game should be close. I truly think the offense finds their, mojo, whatever you want to call it. And I would even say, no, I think I don't even think the Steelers muster a touchdown on it. I'm going to say 31-6.
Wow. So even with the boy pick it back there, I can't lie. We put up 3 against the Bills. That was just god awful.
I'm giving them more points. They only scored 3 against the Bills. I'm gonna give you 3 more points.
And you remember we beat the Bills first. We played them last season. Everybody had us counting out to lose last year. and we beat the Bengals first game. It was I don't know, man. But again, that still go back to my point as far as defense. You talking about one of the team that was in the Super Bowl last year. Again, our defense had to show up. And like I was telling y'all on the phone, this was the first game we got blew out. And this is like our worst loss since the 50s or something. So again, losing by 4 points, we would have lost by 6 to the Browns, lost by 3 to the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we can't get it together, but with our division still kind of being wide open with Browns losing the way they losing, Bengals, right? You know what I'm saying? We have a shot as far as the division goes. We can win the division.
See, so I know I just said 31-6. I'm gonna say 28-10. I'm gonna make it. It's gonna be a little bit closer because I do think I'm gonna say 28-10 because I do think because of that blowout. Well, at least how most teams respond when you get blowed out the previous week, you do come back and have a better game that following week. So I think the Steelers getting blowed out in Buffalo, got embarrassed in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's not us.
Yard pass from Josh Allen to my dog from UCF. Gabe Davis. So they got embarrassed. So I do think this Sunday they're going to come out trying to swing some punches. I just don't think they're good enough. And so, yeah, I'm going to say 28-10. Bucs win. And like my dog BAA said, Road Warriors, the Bucs, improve to be undefeated on the road, and we keep this thing going.
And maybe this will be the other spot we need, we done knocked out Tom Brady, and let's go and roll in the next week with a better attitude. Maybe. But we gonna have to shoot for the division. I ain't no point in shooting for first place in the AFC and all that. Forget all that. Let's tackle this division. Let's just get there.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at it. So the Ravens 3-2, Browns 2-3, Bengals 2-3. Yeah, I mean y'all are right. I mean, and it's crazy enough. I mean, you win one game, you can be in second place.
So I said we got to show up.
But I mean, truly, do you think y'all gonna beat the Ravens with Lamar Jackson? You're not winning that division.
No, see, playing them twice a year, yeah, they are beatable. Their offense is not like it can't be figured out. Stop Lamar, you pretty much stop the Ravens. Because I mean, if he not running, their offense not gonna produce as much because you got to worry about him. Then you got to. So yeah, I'm not worried about them. Actually, they didn't even make the playoffs last year. I'm not worried about them at all.
Are you sure?
Like division games like that, I ain't never. But I know playing them, it's always gonna be tough playing them because, like I said, division rivals, 2 games a year. Like, but as far as like, they're gonna blow us out, nah, I ain't worried about that.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are the king of y'all division, but
how? They didn't even make the playoffs last year. Did y'all forget? The Bengals were the king of the North last year. Went to the Super Bowl.
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about last. I'm talking about this year. Just how they look. The Bengals don't look that good.
B, come on now. You talking about the Ravens who blowing leads? They blew a lead 3 weeks in a row? Nah, they definitely not the king. That's definitely not AFC North football.
I mean,
now, whoever said that, he need to get kicked out of chat. The Ravens, the king of the North.
The Bengals don't look that good to me, though.
Yeah. Now, granted, but the Ravens ain't no king of the North. No, sir. I don't know where you got that from. How you blowing 17 points? Come on, no. Last year with 30+ players out. Okay, so what's the excuse this year? Are they not healthy, or am I missing something?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think. I mean, they're still at the top of the division right now, so Yeah,
one game, Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose when it comes to the division game. But to crown them king right now, nah. See, he talking nonsense. You still led the AFC, but didn't make the playoffs.
We'll see. Yeah. All right. So both of us got the Bucs winning Sunday. Hopefully, that comes to fruition. Because if not, it's gonna be some ugly, distraught Tampa fans and some happy Steelers fans that they beat a good team. So we'll.
What's up with the watch party?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Like I said, we can put the game in the stream yard and watch it on the stream yard.
We can figure something. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out.
Look, I'm there. All y'all got to do is let me know.
Because I may be at a bar watching. I may be in a. I'm trying to find me a Bucs bar out here to watch with my fellow Bucs fans.
Oh, okay.
So we can, shout and fire the cannons together, But yeah, that's it. I am not gonna sing like the boy Spoke do every time because that is not for me. I'm gonna just say go Bucs, go Bucs. Trey, appreciate you, hopping on with a good little 30, 35, 40 minutes. I remember when a watch party. I don't know, Doug. You done brought up a good idea, but I don't want the NFL to come and try to find us.
Well, see, if we do it in StreamYard and the Discord, so we can just have everybody where it'll probably have to be on Discord because, like I said, I think there's a limit to people that can be in here. So we can probably do it on the Discord. I want the FBI NFL to come try to find us for streaming a game, Well, see, that's the purpose of Discord. They wouldn't know about it unless somebody gonna go and snitch. But I mean, it ain't like it's being.
I'm about to say, let me end the broadcast first, and we'll talk about it. But no, I forgot we still live.
At least I win is the watch party.
If we do something, we'll post it. But yeah, we'll be interested to kind of smack talk with everybody. But yeah, go Bucs, go Bucs. We out of here. Appreciate you, dog. Troy, you got anything else you want to add?
Defense, please. That's it, man.
Peace out. Go Bucs.